Hello, welcome to the Ricky Gervais Show with Guardian Unlimited. Back where it all started. With me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant.
Hello.
And of course, Karl Pilkington.
Right.
The internet phenomenon that is Karl Pilkington.
Now this could be interesting.
Now that noise, do you want to explain, Steve?
I will. I've just sent a text to this number that some of you may have heard of, 63336. Now, apparently this is a number you can send a text to, and it will answer any question that you have for it. And in the past, for instance, I sent it quite profound questions. I once asked it, should they have dropped the second bomb on Nagasaki, and it had a very thoughtful answer. So we've sent it a question, perhaps equally thoughtful. Karl Pilkington believes in ghosts. Is he an idiot?
Now, we sent that because this is the Halloween special. These podcasts are 3 one-off free specials, and they're free because we want to thank people who paid for the audio books we did, the last 2 series. So thank you for that. I've just bought a flat in New York, and Steve's just bought a lovely BMW.
Mercedes.
Oh, is it a Mercedes?
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah. I haven't seen it yet. Karl's having his kitchen done and his boiler replaced. Still not happy. But, yes, thank you. The back catalogue is still available, in audiobooks on iTunes, but these are 3 free ones.
Anyway, the question we asked, 63336, Karl Pilkington believes in ghosts. Is he an idiot? And this is the response. Unusually, producer Karl Pilkington is both an idiot and a comic genius. His humour is not to everyone's taste, however.
That's amazing.
That's the response. But it's curious because it doesn't really answer our question about ghosts.
Send them, do you believe in ghosts?
Okay.
This is the Halloween special, of course. That's why we're talking about ghosts. Karl, do you believe in ghosts?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen like a proper ghost.
So why do you believe in something that there's no evidence for?
Yeah, but why are we here then? If it is just sort of, you're born, right? And we are useless, at least other creatures, when they're born.
Well, you speak for yourself.
No, but other creatures are born to do a job, aren't they? When a bee's born, you know what that's going to be doing. It hasn't got any options. That's got a job to do. And it does that job and it dies and the next one comes along.
Oh.
We asked it, do you believe in ghosts? The existence of ghosts is not proven. Many experiments have claimed to identify ghosts, but none have been scientifically sound.
Excellent. See,
Yeah,
that's a sensible, intelligent, logical, thoughtful answer.
Weird things have happened to me when I was living at home and was in bed one night.
Where do you live now?
No, but I was at my first home.
Your parents?
Yeah, my mum and dad's. So I'm in bed and I'm lying there, and you know, you get that sense of like, oh, there's something going on.
Right.
And I sort of look over my quilt and there's nothing there, thinking it's weird that. So turn me back on it. I'm thinking, I don't want to know. If there is something there, I don't want to know. Right? So I'm turning me back on it, but then there's like a really high-pitched noise, right? Sort of the hairs on my back are like going up a bit. And I'm like, oh, I don't like this. And it's the high-pitched noise.
You had a hairy
louder.
back even as a kid?
No, but you know, everyone's got little hairs on them,
just
haven't they? Everyone's got little tiny hairs on them and stuff. And I thought, I can't stand this. And I turned round, put the light on, legged it downstairs, right? And my mum's saying, what are you doing? I'm going, oh, I don't know, there's something up there. So she said, alright, then watch the telly. So I stayed up for a bit, watching the telly, went back to bed, the high-pitched noise had gone, went to sleep, get up the next day, Charlie from next door comes round, he goes, Hilda's dead, right? And my dad said, oh, when did that happen? He said, last night at 11:15.
Right.
That's when I was in bed.
So? What are you telling me for?
Because it's weird, isn't it? It's that thing of...
what do you think would be weirder, that no one ever died at 11:15 when you were in bed?
No, but that's when all the weirdness was going on. That's when the tone was happening, my back was getting itchy and stuff. And...
Coincidence?
And I went down and watched telly, went back up, gone and that, but that's when her spirit had sort of...
No.
Ah, okay, right, interesting. No, this is where we get into the facts.
So Hilda's spirit had left
whizzing round my bedroom, because my bedroom was right next door to theirs.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, that's one.
Why do they whiz round when they die? Why do spirits whiz round when they die?
Because they're going, where am I going?
Are they?
And they're whizzing round, aren't they? Am I going down? Am I going up?
No, that's Karl. No, but I'm going the wrong way.
Yeah, but it's not going to be easy, is it? How do you think it works?
It doesn't work.
But once again, it's not proof of anything, Karl, beyond the fact that you were a child in bed.
Why did your dad ask what time she died?
No, he just sort of, you know, what do you say to someone when it's awkward, isn't it? When someone gives you bad news, so you just think, well, what can I ask?
What time did she die?
What time
did
exactly?
that happen?
Sorry?
No, you just go,
Exactly what time did she die?
My wife passed away.
Yeah,
What time exactly?
No, not exactly. He just said, oh, that's bad. When did that happen? Like, what time?
And he said, well, thanks for asking.
Quarter to 11.
Quarter to 11.
Quarter to 11.
Quarter to 11, I remember.
What did he say last night? Oh, that's weird, isn't it? Convenient, aren't they, all these
It
stories?
is, or is it? Or, yeah, I mean, it's either that's exactly what happened, Rick, or he's misremembering the actual series of events.
I don't know which one to plump for.
But I tell you this though,
Go on.
you know, if we're talking about ghosts and that.
Yeah.
Now, Hilda,
Yeah.
choose your bog standard old woman.
Right.
I hope that's on the gravestone.
I know, yeah.
No,
did you do the eulogy?
No, you know.
That's great.
you
What can we say about Hilda? Bog standard old woman. Right, there's sandwiches at the bar.
That's the most insulting thing you could ever say.
No, there's nothing. No.
Let's just think about that
Hilda
phrase.
lived her life. Thank you for coming to celebrate the life of Hilda.
Who died at 11:15 specifically.
And was a bog standard old woman. Are we burning or burying?
But anyway, she lived to be quite old.
Which annoyed you?
And in a bog standard way.
But this is what I was saying about us all living too long and stuff. It just makes it worse when it does come to us being a ghost.
I don't know what you're talking about
that
again.
sentence made no sense.
Just, if you are going to be haunted, right, say, I know you're going to say, well, I don't believe in them, so I'm not worried, so don't be going on about it. But say, like, you know, your new place that you've bought, you move in, and you go to bed, and there's something moving about the room. You see it, it's a ghost.
Oh no.
Okay, let's for the sake
More
of argument,
likely, a Siamese cat called Ollie.
No, because that's probably got its own room, hasn't it? But what I'm saying is, would you prefer to have an old person moving about looking at you, or just a young person? I'd prefer a youngish person who looks normal and is sort of floating about, and you go, all right.
That looks normal, floating about.
No, but an old woman would really scare me. And ghosts are always going to have a bad reputation because they look scary because they're old. So that's...
You talk absolute shit.
That's all I'm saying. So
Can you believe we ever charged for this?
No, but look, if we are going into another life, right, after this,
Which we're not,
we
but yeah.
move on to another life,
Yeah.
we're not going to move on. That land, say if it is like another world, where we go and we plough fields and we grow
Croppage.
We grow crop.
Crops.
Crops, if you want.
Yeah, well, I would like to use the English language.
Yeah, but there's too much fruit about, so just a crop, just something we need to get by.
He's got an answer for everything.
That's
So we
what
grow
I'm
some
saying.
crop.
Yeah. So you grow your crop, and now if we're all going into that other land or world or universe, old, who's going to do the cropping?
Oh God! Oh, you! I've never heard so much crop in my life.
It's a load of old crop.
I had to go for an ultrasound, right?
Isn't that what you do if you're pregnant?
Yeah, but do you know I've had kidney stones?
Are you
and that?
expecting?
We've talked about it in the other podcast and that we've done, right? I've had a kidney stone. I don't want to go on about it. But it was painful and that.
Well, you are going on about it.
Yeah, and there was
no,
nothing.
but I'm just saying.
It's routine. Don't worry about
It's
it.
not routine.
Well,
Why
it
do they have
is.
to keep
Loads
going
and loads
back
of
then?
people.
Why do they have to keep going back? You're questioning me.
You
on
get into a
ultrasound.
routine, keep going back. It's better than working in it. You don't have to
Promote the
sell the book. No, holiday or hospital. Holiday or hospital. Holiday or hospital. I don't know. I'll just say that we've got a book out, right? The World of Karl Pilkington. It's out now. When he goes on holiday the first week, right? He's in and out of hospital. He's doing no good. He's got to go in again. He goes away with his family like twice a year. Goes away with Suzanne's family twice a year. He's now said he doesn't want to do any press for it because it's boring, or he doesn't want. Why aren't you plugging the book? Well, I mean, if you're an author, you've got to get behind
I've
it.
bought books without hearing someone telling me to buy stuff.
No, you're
You just buy stuff.
lazy. You're
No,
lazy.
I'm not lazy. It's just that I'm sick and tired of putting telly on or the radio and having people telling me, oh, you've got to buy this, you've got to buy that. No, I don't have to do anything. I'll have a look myself when I'm in a bookshop. Let them just find it.
But there are hundreds and thousands of books, Karl. They may not find it.
Well,
You're
just have
trying
a
to
look.
direct them towards it.
I don't want to direct them to it. I just, you know, if you come across it,
But
most
why
of
have
the
you
books,
put all this work into this book, all these illustrations you've done and
because
extra
I
material?
enjoyed it for me.
Right, but you don't want anyone to read it,
Yeah,
so
they
why
will
just put it
read
in a drawer?
They will read it. They'll find it. People will find it. It's in the shop, isn't it? I'm always finding little books on different things and what have you.
Yeah, but you don't read them. You read the first couple of lines and you get it wrong. What, you know,
So I went back, right, and I had the ultrasound thing where they're looking to see what else is in there. And when I was in the waiting room, there was a woman there. I reckon she was about 98. Now, why are they rooting around in her to see what's up with her? Just let her die. Do you know what I mean? If she's not in any
Jesus.
pain, no. All I'm just saying, how long does she want to be around? And the problem is, she went off. Right, I was sat in the waiting room. She went off into the little cubicle to put her a gown on, and because she's old, she can't bend her arms and that. So she came out with it all open on the back, and it was horrible. It looked like a chicken that hasn't been looked after, right? It was all leathery skin and that, right? Now, the thing is, it's all very well keeping people alive, but the surroundings of the body isn't meant to be lasting that long, is it? Do you know what I mean? The actual skin of a body, it's all very well keeping the heart going, checking the kidneys and all that, but we're not meant to be around this length of time. Yet we're messing with it.
Yeah. Just do the gown up.
You never see insects or anything like that look old. You don't go, look at the state of that.
Because they live about 4 weeks!
Yeah, but maybe that's the way it's meant to be. In the same way, maybe we were only meant to live to be 40.
But why did you go in for your operation then? Why didn't you just think, well, this is it, I've
It's
had
on
my
offer.
time?
If they're looking after an old woman who's about 98, I'm having a go.
Well, of course.
Because you want to live on.
She might have been flirting with you.
No, she was...
Keeping it open, just so you can have a little look.
But I'm just saying, is that right? Is it right that
You were
they're going
checking
in
around.
there rooting around and stuff? I didn't like it. I didn't like having it done, you know. I don't like going to the hospital and stuff and the doctors and all that. And she was pushing the thing down. And she said, oh, you can have a look if you want. So
What down where?
On me kidneys, she was pushing like this little scanner thing.
Oh, right.
She was going to have a look. I was going, I don't want to have a look. She's going, what's up with you? I said, I don't want to see me insides. It's
Did
not
they have
normal.
did they put a tube down the end of your knob?
Yeah, they did all that. We've talked about that in the other.
But you were
audio
unconscious,
books.
weren't you?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter, does it? If you know it's going on, it still bothers you. Just because you're asleep.
Well, not really, no.
What do you mean?
Well, why does it bother you if you're asleep?
Well, that's like saying, oh, I woke up and the house was robbed. Oh, it doesn't matter, you're asleep.
Well, no,
It's
but...
still going to bother you, isn't it?
but you knew it was happening and you did it willingly.
Well,
It's not pleasant to go in and be made to go unconscious. That's the unpleasant bit, isn't it? And the pain.
Well,
and
no, it's more the idea of it, isn't it? That's why, you know, doctors telling you everything they're doing. It's like, don't tell me, you know what you're doing, just do it. I'm
Well,
not
yeah,
going to have a
so-
go at it. You know, it's not like DIY people coming around and going, oh, what you should have done there is, and you can go, oh, I'll have a go at that next time on my own without calling you out. If I get kidney stones again, I'm not going to go, oh, I've had it done before, I know what to do, I'll stick it up there. Doesn't happen, does it? But I can't, what was I saying? So anyway, so she was pushing the scanner over me kidneys and stuff.
Yeah.
Now, it was weird with her, because at no point did she make eye contact with me.
Well, I don't understand what that means. What should you meant to wink and go, your kidneys are fucked?
No, but it's just weird that she probably spends her days looking inside people more than she does talking to people. I just thought it was odd that that's how she sees people. When she looks at people, she probably sees kidneys.
What, this doctor?
The woman doctor.
Well, doctor.
Yeah.
Right. So, what you're saying is, the strange thing is that she often spends more time looking in people, because she's a doctor, than chatting to them.
Yeah.
And is it weird that Jonathan Ross is the other way around? Because he's a chat show host. He spends more time talking to people than looking inside them.
No, but even when I was
Because he's
asking
got a different job.
when I was asking her questions, saying, you know, does it look all right? What's it doing? Is it moving about? You know, asking her questions about my kidney. She could have quite easily just turned around and give me a bit of eye contact.
But she was say,
she
shut
was
up,
looking-
I'm
but
concentrating,
she
I'm
was
at work.
looking at the screen in order to answer your questions.
Yeah, she's at work, she's doing something.
No, but just...
If she was here now going, Karl, what are you doing with that microphone? You'd go, shut the fuck up, I'm doing a podcast.
Did she run this scanner over your head? And if so, did she find anything? we'd like to try and educate Karl, Rick, as you know, as we have done since we've known him, really, and he doesn't really seem to absorb any information.
No.
And I was asked recently, when I was going back to Bristol, if I would come and talk to a classroom of school children.
All right.
You know, just talking about careers, and particularly my career. And I went down there. It was in Bristol. It was an inner city school, quite rough area.
You're a son of Bristol. You're
exactly. They love me.
You're a
down there,
celebrated son of Bristol. You're a Golden Globe winning person who's returned to the homeland.
It annoys me when I go down there that I'm not met as I get off the train like the Beatles used to be when they came back from America.
By a mayor and a brass band.
Hordes of people, ticker tape.
Forever this day will be called Steve Merchant Day.
Exactly. It frustrates me that I just sneak back into town. There's no fanfare.
Yeah.
But basically they asked me to come talk at this school, and I sort of batted them away and said I'm too busy. And so I foolishly left them the opportunity to ask me again, which they did, and I didn't have a decent excuse, so I went. And I was expecting to talk to maybe a room of sixth formers. They were 9. These kids, 9 and 10 years old. But I realised as I was walking into the school, I was suddenly really nervous. I was more nervous than anything I've ever done. Because I realised that I've not spoken to a child like that since I was a child myself. I've never interacted with them. So I didn't know at what level I would be able to pitch this talk. You know, I didn't know what they understood, what ideas they understood. Obviously, in my mind, I was picturing Karl, and then I was ratcheting it up a few years. Sort of IQ-wise.
Yeah.
And I went in
So
there,
what did you talk to them about?
and I was supposed to talk about careers, and I realised very quickly that they didn't really understand conceptual
Did they
ideas.
know who you were?
Not really. One or two of them vaguely knew. One of them went, "What's Ricky Gervais like?" And I said,
You got a deep voice.
yeah. Actually, that was one of the teachers. And I'm supposed to be talking about careers, how to get into careers. And I start trying to explain the idea of being a writer, and I say that it's very important to be able to get inside other people's minds, you know, figure out how they think, and how, you know, and try to understand other people. But this, they didn't really seem to grasp. They started talking amongst each other. You know, they were just losing interest. I lost them straight away. I was devastated.
Oh no.
So then, and this is the worst thing, right? I started lying to them. Because I realised that every time I told a slight lie, because I thought they'd be interested, they were. So I
know Justin Timberlake.
You're not joking, right? They said, one of them said, "I understand you used to be a DJ," and I went, "Yeah, it's great being a DJ because you get to meet pop stars like Robbie Williams and Beyonce." Never met either of them. Never met them. And they went. One of the kids went, "What's Beyonce like?" and I went, jokingly, I went, "You wouldn't like her." And I said, "No, I'm joking. She's lovely. She's sweet. She's good as gold." I was making it up. But they were loving this, and the teacher was going, "Would you all like to meet Beyonce?" And they were going, "Yeah." And I was thinking, God, well...
I'll bring her down tomorrow.
Well, exactly, but I don't know why I felt it was like I wanted to win the approval of these 9-year-olds.
That's amazing!
Because my own achievements, I realised, wouldn't mean anything to them. You know, I could talk about the people I have met, but they don't care if I've met Robert De Niro, but they're interested if I've met Girls Aloud. Or me and Girls Aloud, some of the times we've had together, it turns out. But it is fascinating when you have to interact with people, with children like that, because I've got no concept of how to talk to children. To me, I can't grasp the difference really in conversation and chat between, say, a 7-year-old and a 13-year-old. I don't know at what point they learn stuff and pick stuff up. Do they understand? Do you know what I mean? I find it really hard.
I remember once when I was about 9, the headmaster, deputy headmaster, used to do a little fable. I've talked about him in stand-up. He used to do a little fable. There's one I remember where he got a tube of toothpaste, and he got someone up. He said, "You, come out here. Squeeze this tube of toothpaste out on this board." And he squeezed it all out, right? And he squeezed it all out and emptied it. He went, "Now put it back in." And the kid tried to struggle, and he goes, "You can't do it." He said, "It's easier to do something than undo it." Okay, go back to class. Like, people are going, "Oh, I get it. I know what he means."
Yeah.
They're just thinking, don't squeeze all the toothpaste out.
Yeah.
Just save some.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, there's no way they're going to take on that
exactly.
metaphor at the age
too
of 9.
conceptual, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, just stop misbehaving or I'll smack you. That worked. Karl, have you had to have any dealings with kids? How do you get on with kids? Do you relate to them? Or are they just as angry and perplexed by your views as we are?
I mean, it's with everything, isn't it? Everyone's different and that. I can get on with some young kids alright, and some of them are, like, you know, a bit cocky and what have you. But, I'm sort of getting on with the baby at the moment, because, I've been made a godfather.
Think of that.
So,
wow, who did they reject?
I know.
No, I mean,
who said no?
Yeah.
Well, I did at first, and then
Brilliant.
Suzanne said, "Look, it's not really a choice. It's not like a job interview or something that you're thinking about. Is it a good thing? So you've been asked. You should take it on."
But what are they? What if they? Hold on. If you're the godfather of this
Yeah.
kid, presumably you're friends with them, and they probably listen to this
they're good
podcast.
friends.
So now they're hearing, for the first time, that you didn't want to be
Yeah,
godfather.
but I think that's good because they can hear that. It wasn't. I didn't just do it because I was asked. I thought about it. I thought it through. I was worried. It was kind of like, is this a job? And I was just.
Well, it's
asking
nothing
her,
but tokenistic, is it? You're not.
well,
really
this is what I looked into. I said we went back and I said, right, I've been thinking about this thing. I've heard that it's my job. If anything happens to them, I've got to kick in. I'd have to start looking after the baby. So I said, right, how many of you are in your family? If that happens, am I going to start getting a phone call or what? And they said, no, there's a big family. You're not. You're at the bottom of the list. So I was like, how many? And just finding out what their age is. And I've only got a small flat. It would have to sleep in the sink or something, right? So I checked all that out, and all safe. So this baby, it's spooking me out a bit because it doesn't blink. And that's pretty weird when you're sort of talking to it and you're thinking, it's not blinking.
Are you sure it's not asleep?
No, it's weird. If something doesn't blink, it's like it's evil. Because blinking just makes something look a bit more friendly, doesn't it? And I was stood there, talking to it. I just tell it little stories about anything. It's lying there looking up at me.
How old is it?
It's must be about 2.5 months.
Well then, why are you telling it stories?
Because it likes it. But it's just weird how, then I'll sort of forget the story because I'm looking at it going, it's not blinked yet. It's been about 10 minutes, it's not blinking. So then I forget the end of the story and I just walk away because it's not bothered anyway, it's probably not listening, is it? But
What a pointless tale! What a pointless tale now and at the time.
I think it likes it. The kids like stories, like you say, they're not bothered if it's not true or anything.
Or if you walk away before the ending because you've forgotten it.
That's
Brilliant.
why it's not blinking. It's so dumbstruck at the idiocy coming out of your gob.
No, but you don't need to hear endings of stories. Maybe, like I said
That's
to
the
you.
point. That's the point of a story, isn't it?
No, it's not.
That's the point why people... That's why people like stories, because they're hooked into knowing what happened.
No, because there's loads of films that happen and they have a funny ending. You leave there going, I wonder what's meant to happen. And you make it up in your own head. You go, well, I bet what happened is that person went off and got married to that woman and they lived happily.
And then in your head, it's the truth. It's actually what happened.
But I think that's better. Why are we told everything? Because
So what would your end be to a story such as The Elephant Man? Okay, he's rescued from the freak show, he's put in the hospital, he becomes something of a celebrity, then what happens?
he discovered he had big ears and he could fly, and he joined the circus and he was the main attraction.
I wouldn't change the end that much, because at the end of the day, you can't make something up that's not believable. At the end of the day, he's got an head like an elephant. He's not going to have a good life, is he? So there's no point making out that he went on, loads of women fancied him, and he modelled hats. It's not going to happen. So he's got to die. The Elephant Man had to die, but at the same time,
Was shot by poachers?
for
his tusk?
show a few positives. Because I'm sure there was good bits in his life. I don't know what they were, but look at everything.
What was he like when he was a little baby elephant?
They didn't cover what he was like as a kid, but you can get away with them sort of looks when you're a baby. You can be an ugly baby, and everyone goes, "Oh, isn't it nice?" There was some woman in a cafe the other week that I was sat in, and she came up and she sat down with a mate, and she was talking loudly, going on about, "Oh, the baby's lovely." They said it's got lovely big eyes. Really big hands and feet. Now that doesn't sound like a nice baby to me. I felt like saying it sounds like a frog, but I thought, I don't know her. There's only so much you can say to a stranger. I don't know what kept me from saying it. That's what I was saying before about there's something.
It sounds like a frog.
There's something inside of you that stops you.
Yeah, that's amazing that you had the urge to go, that doesn't sound like a good baby. What, love? I'm just listening to conversation. That baby you're talking about sounds like a fucking frog.
Yeah, but something stopped him saying it.
I just came back from America, and they love Halloween.
They're
out there.
obsessed over there.
I mean, it's a proper thing out there. Here it's sort of half hearted, a few people, a few middle class families, sort of.
But do you think it'll
dress
get
up.
more popular here though if we do find out that ghosts are about?
Well, that'll never happen because they're not.
No,
okay?
but if they did, then
But-
suddenly that would be a big. it'd
Well,
be a big day.
America makes things famous now, because of film culture and everything. So yeah, it's all from that. I doubt we celebrated much at all, did we, 50 years ago? So I think it's crept
Oh,
up.
certainly over here we didn't. But it's
No.
been largely introduced over here through commercial ideas, isn't it?
Yeah,
We can
yeah.
sell stuff for Halloween.
and film and things like that. And but out there it was they start like weeks and weeks before, and they're decorated like proper. And but I saw a little bakery in Soho, and it didn't look right with cobwebs all over it and spiders on the buns.
Yeah.
But even though it's fake, it's just I don't think you should do it on a bakery. Do you know what I
Yeah, I
mean?
know what you mean, it's a
just
bit
think
creepy.
that surely puts you off the product a little bit.
I
don't
always
know.
find it a bit depressing. Like last time I remember going into supermarkets and you see sort of these old women who you know, in their 60s and they're doing this job they don't really want to be doing, but they've been made to dress up
As a hat, I know.
as a witch or as Cinderella, and it just...
Well, they could do
It
it in
just-
like a morgue or something, just to sort of.
Brighten up the place.
Well, just so people aren't that scared.
Imagine that. Imagine you going to identify your dead relative, and they go, "What's the spiders all over?" It's 31st October.
No,
Oh,
but,
okay.
But just make it a bit spookier and have a bit of fun with it, and let's not get serious about, you know, like I say, passing on.
Yeah, but
But
those
you've
sort of
had
people
your
have to
bit.
take their job seriously. I remember when my mum died, and I had to go along, and I was talking about what wreath they wanted, and this person, quite rightly, had to turn off their sense of humour in a way, because I suppose they mustn't offend anyone, so I had to. He spoke like that at all times.
Yeah.
At all times. Okay, and what would you like the wreath to say? She was a mother and a grandmother. I went, yeah, mother, grandmother, and what was her name? I said, her name was Eva. I said, and I made a joke. I said, do we get a discount because her name's short? And she went, well, actually, didn't laugh, didn't get that at all. She just went, just answer the question. She went, well, actually, you pay by the letter. I thought, okay, that fell flat. I'll go again. I went, well, a friend used to call her E.
Yeah.
She went, I went, I'm joking. She went, okay. Nothing.
Yeah.
Bad audience. Bad time, bad audience. Tough crowd.
Yeah. Undertaker's never known for their...
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
their
They
laughter.
don't crack jokes, Karl. A friend of mine was trained to be a doctor, and in his first year, when they practice, they intern at the hospital, he was watching this patient, and two other doctors came in, and I won't say his name. They said, can you go and check on Mr. So-and-so? He went, yeah, and change his drip. So he went in, changed his drip, came back out. The doctors came, after about 10 minutes, they came running and said, what did you do? What did you do? And they went in there and said, I just changed the drip. He goes, well, he's dead. He's dead. He was going, I just changed the drip. I did this and that. And they started laughing. He goes, no, he was dead when we sent you in there.
Yeah. Now, that is almost excusable because it's imperative if you're a doctor
Absolutely.
to become accustomed to
Yeah.
the fact that people die and that it's...
Exactly.
you know,
Yeah. So they were making a joke about a dead body that means nothing to them other than professionally.
Yeah.
You know, they were getting through it. He thought he'd just murdered someone.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Well, he thought he just killed someone. But yeah, they have to be desensitised. But they wouldn't do that in front of the relatives. They wouldn't go. I had a laugh earlier with a young intern. When your dad died, we sent him in to change the drip. Didn't even check. It was quite good. Anyway, let's get him out of here.
No, but they do have a laugh. I heard about a doctor who was working on a brain, right? And apparently when they work on the brain, it's best to keep you awake. Because, you know, just so you can go, that hurts a bit, and they go, oh, we best not touch that bit again.
That's
Right.
the reason, Rick.
Amazing.
That's the reason.
No, there's
It's amazing.
certain operations, isn't there, where they go, you know, we can knock you out for that, but for this one we want to know.
It's probably because the
You're
brain needs to be
Activity.
active in order to
Yeah,
to
they
identify
show
the thing.
activity,
But
yeah,
sure,
they-
yeah, no,
so
it's
anyway-
actually so you can wake up and go, yeah, no, that hurt.
That
That stings. How that stings. Don't pop that in there.
You can't feel anything in the brain anyway. No nerve endings.
Really?
You
What?
can't. Can't feel it, can you?
Well, maybe there's another reason, but anyway, his head's open. He's sat on this chair. The doctor's going...
I reckon he was laying down.
I thought he was laying down, but in your world he's not. He's sat on a hard-backed
I think it's more like
chair.
in front of a mirror, like a hairdresser type thing, right? And he's cut the skin off.
So get a bit shorter there.
So he's
So for the weekend, sir? I won't be shagging with no brain.
Anyway, so he's cut the skin off and, chopped a bit. And you're always going to get bits, aren't you? Sort of. Whenever you cut anything, you end up with a bit missing. But anyway, somehow he does the brain stuff. He fixes it. I don't know what he was doing. But
Don't you? You don't know about
the intricacies of brain surgery? That I find perplexing.
So you're not a neurosurgeon? I don't want... Oh, okay,
so they sorted out the problem, right? And he goes, right, all we've got to do now is stick the head bit back on.
Yeah.
That's what it's called, by the way, the head bit.
This happened.
Yeah. The head bit's connected to the face bit.
Yeah. So he sticks...
Nurse, head bit. Doctor, do you need leg bit? Not yet, nurse. Head bit, then leg bit.
So they stuck the head bit back on, and then...
Can you pass me the Sharpie thing?
He was trying to sew it, and he was going, this isn't fitting this. He's going, I don't know. And you know, like, because the patient's...
Right, if this turns out that it's
someone else's head.
Or
No.
a toupee from the doctor next to him, or a cat. Wow!
No,
You've sewn a cat to my brain!
It's none of that. He's trying to sew it, and he's thinking, why isn't it fitting? And he's thinking, is it because the head's swollen? Because, he's been messing about in it, and things swell, don't they, and messed about with. So he's messing with it. He's going, I don't understand this. And he's panicking a bit because the patient's awake and chatting and stuff, and, it's difficult to have a normal chat when you're panicking a little bit.
I know, there's a queue as well. People want their brain done. And they're just reading old copies of magazines. They're going, hurry up.
So...
I'm going out tonight. Do you want to wash it? No, just... I'll wash it later. Just take it off, do the brain, put it back on.
Anyway, what happens is, he has to start rummaging.
So start rummaging.
Sort of rummaging.
Rummaging. No! There's no N before the first G. Rummaging.
Well, he starts looking through the, he starts having a look through the bin. Because,
what?
Because he knows he's chucked a bit away of the skin.
Right. Where is this surgery where a bloke's sitting up in front of a mirror and there's a bin? Is there a little basketball ring above the bin as well, so when he throws things it goes through there first?
I'm just saying that's what happened, and you were saying about things that happen, and you've got a joke about it.
So he's rummaging, and what happens?
He said to him, the fellow was starting to sense the nervousness, and he said, what's going on here? And he says, oh, you're never going to believe it, I've lost a bit of your skin.
Lost a bit of your head, yeah.
I can't
Why is he cut? I don't understand, why is there... Why
That's
is it
what
in
I
two
mean.
bits?
Because things just break up, don't they? It's like chicken. When you see him walking around, everything's in place and it sticks together. You cook it, suddenly it all breaks up.
He cooked his face before he cut it up.
I'm just saying how flesh, it sticks together well.
Yeah, but he'd cooked the scalp before he'd taken it off his head.
No, but it's just an example of how skin can break up with the muscles and everything.
So he's rummaging in the bin, and does he find the head?
He found the bit, and then he's like, oh, sorry about that, and he sort of managed to stick it on.
Right, he didn't wash it off or anything?
Yeah, I'm sure he'd give it a bit of a rinse. But I'm just saying how...
Nonsense.
you've got to make a joke out of stuff, haven't you?
Yeah, it's bollocks.
If you're a doctor.
Okay, that's good.
So where was the joke in that story? At what point I thought this was a story about how doctors have a sense of humour.
Yeah,
when
well,
did he make
at
a
the
joke?
end, he sort of laughed and he sort of said, oh, there you go, it's back on, but, good job the bin men didn't come or whatever. And they made a joke out of it.
I've never heard such nonsense. I've never
Carl
heard
just made that
such
joke up.
nonsense. Right, Karl, let's do a competition. Chance to win some of the product that we've got out that Karl doesn't want to talk about because he's too lazy.
No, it's not that. If it's,
well, if you do want to win a copy of this book, Ricky Gervais presents The World of Karl Pilkington. It's by all three of us, and it's some of the musings and thoughts and ideas from the podcasts. Karl has got some new theories. It's illustrated throughout.
By Karl Pilkington. It's got excerpts from the diary. They're genuine, aren't they? They're photostated things from the diary that people haven't seen, and it's fascinating read. We can sign that. We can also give you a copy of this new 3-disc set CD of the best of... Is it the first series of the Ricky Gervais Show?
Yeah, well, it's got everything, actually. It's got the whole 12 first series that we did with the Guardian Unlimited, the award-winning, record-breaking podcast. It's also got some excerpts, if you want the best of, you can put that on. And it's got 1 hour of new material, which we recorded especially for it, but you can't get that. You can't buy that in the shops till the 13th of November. And I throw in the new Flanimals book, Flanimals of the Deep. It's the third in the trilogy, Karl. Are you excited about that?
Yeah.
And the question is, do you want them?
Okay, that's the quiz question.
That's the quiz question, yeah.
Okay.
If
Is that
you
a trick question?
No. It's just the first correct answer. I'm not going to know what the correct answer is, but do you want them? And think if you do want them, then that might, what's the answer? And you can send that to
podcast@rickygervais.com. Include your name and address, and if you're the lucky winner, then we will send this stuff to you if you want it.
And it's the first come, first serve. Okay, so the first correct answer to the question. Do you want it? Do you want that stuff? Do you want Flanimals and the CD box set and the book and that?
Okay, well, if you know the correct answer to that, podcast@rickygervais.com. Good luck, everyone.
Well, thank you for listening to the first of these 3 special podcasts with Guardian Unlimited. The next one is out for Thanksgiving, 23rd of November.
We don't actually celebrate Thanksgiving. What is Thanksgiving?
It's a thing in America.
Right.
It's like the big holiday. Probably rivals Christmas. Probably bigger than Christmas.
Well, what do we do here?
But we don't celebrate here, do we?
So it's a date, isn't it?
Yeah, but no one's going to remember that, are they?
23rd of November. They can remember, can't they?
Yeah, but it's nice.
Well, they should remember that's one day before my birthday if we're going to celebrate anything.
Okay. Well, you've got this one. The next one's the 23rd of November, and the next one's the 25th of December. Well, how can I remember 25th of December?
Well,
Christmas.
that's fair enough. That's Christmas, but Thanksgiving we don't celebrate Thanksgiving.
Okay. The next one's out about the 23rd of November. Then after that, about the
day before my birthday.
Oh, they're going to remember that, aren't they? It's Steve Day in Bristol. Yeah. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this special edition of the Ricky Gervais Show, the entire back catalogue is still available on iTunes under audiobooks, by the way, not podcasts, audiobooks, and you can get everything we've ever done. I'd like to thank the guys at Positive Internet for hosting this. Those great guys, what would we do without them? So, it's goodbye from me, goodbye from Steve Merchant,
Bye.
and goodbye from Karl Pilkington.
Right.
Welcome to the second in this series of 3 special free podcasts with the Guardian Unlimited, with me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant.
Hello.
And Karl Pilkington.
Alright.
These are a special thank you to all the fans that bought the last few podcasts we've done. Still available on iTunes. You can't miss it. It's at #1 in the charts. Karl, it's Thanksgiving.
I don't know what that means. I don't know how we're doing this.
I'm slightly in agreement with you, actually. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving.
Well, no, but it was, arbitrary dates are easy to remember for some people. Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Easy to remember.
I don't think Thanksgiving is.
Well, it is in America, and...
Yeah, but I couldn't tell you... I mean, I've been around for 30-odd years. I've never celebrated one of them. I've never done anything about it. No one has. I don't know any relation who has ever said, are you popping around for Thanksgiving? I don't know, when is it? I've never done it.
Because it's not celebrated in this country.
So why are we celebrating it?
We're not celebrating it. It's an arbitrary date to do a podcast.
I just don't know what it's about. I mean, before you celebrate something...
You don't celebrate Halloween, do you? But we did that.
No, but it annoys me how people don't actually know what the occasion is, but they celebrate it. Kids don't know what Christmas is about these days. It's just like, oh, I'll get some toys. That's what I mean. So Thanksgiving, it's just another one, isn't it? It's another event.
Okay, why do you celebrate Christmas then?
Because everyone else does. You can't get away from it. I'd quite happily block it out. If I did a new diary, I'd leave out that date and go, come on, let's get on, let's do something good.
Well, you go on holiday every 2 weeks. What's that to celebrate?
No, I'm just saying...
But people need a little break, don't they? It's a great...
He doesn't.
Christmas is a great time, even
yeah,
if you
but
take away
the
the
problem is,
aspect.
what I don't like about it is everyone's off at the same time, so everything stops. See, what I'd do is, I'd say to people, do you like Christmas? Yeah. Right, when do you want to celebrate this year? And let them do it whenever they want.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Why? As long as you're remembering baby Jesus, does it matter when you're remembering him?
But I'm an atheist and I celebrate Christmas because it's a time of year where everyone is off and everyone gets together.
Yeah, I know.
I don't care what they call it.
The fact that we're all doing it at the same time is what's nice about it. There's a sense of community.
No.
National community.
Everyone shuts down by about December 15th or whatever. And then it doesn't get going again till like January the 6th.
But what is it you're missing out on during this period?
Just there's like 2 weeks there. I mean, that bit between Christmas and New Year, you might as well delete that out of the calendar.
Yeah, because heaven forbid you can't pop down the library because it's closed. all that reading you've got to catch up on.
I'm just saying that we're wasting time.
What are you doing though?
I've never seen anyone on this planet waste as much time as you. If you're not on holiday, you're following an insect around the fucking park. So don't give me that shit.
I'm just saying that I don't like fun.
Never a true
Well,
word
there
said.
we are. We've got to the nub of it here. You
there
don't
we
like
are.
fun. This is true. You don't like
Christ
anything.
almighty, you do not like fun.
No, organised fun. I hate that thing. I've said it a bit before about, you know, it's that date, that's what you've got to do. Will there come a time when someone goes, we've done enough of this? Will there come a time, and for Thanksgiving?
Possibly. Yeah, possibly, yeah. Things change, don't they?
And you'll be happy then, will you?
In 5,000 years' time, when we all worship Glong.
Yeah. Just make a change. That's all I want. Because, you know, I've been keeping a diary.
Yeah. What did you have in the cafe yesterday, for example? We can read about that later.
It's just, like Ricky said, oh, are you gonna do, you know, another one next year? And I wouldn't, because it's, you know, you do the same stuff every year, don't you? It's set up the same way. January, February, it's the same thing, it's the same routine. Yeah. And if you're writing in
Why
a
are they
book,
always doing them in the same order, those months?
It sickens me, Rick. I tell you.
You see, it's just easy to put stuff off whilst we've got this calendar, whereas if you didn't have a date, you'd have to do everything straight away.
What?
Say if I was in charge.
Oh, God, heaven forbid, yeah.
And someone said, that building needs knocking down.
Yeah.
It's dangerous. If we didn't have a calendar, you go, let's do it now then. Whereas, because we've got a calendar, it's easy to say, next Wednesday.
I love him! His theories are amazing! I mean, I don't know, maybe he is a real visionary thinker. Maybe he is free. You know what I like about him, though? All his thoughts, they're about freedom of expression in a strange way. He's not burdened by anything. He just goes, well, why do we think like that? He questions everything, like a true visionary scientist.
But who gets a diary come Christmas time, which I know you hate, you know, for the next year, and thinks, what a piece of shit.
Now I've got to put
something do stuff when I want to do it.
I'm going to take out next Wednesday. There's no such thing as next Wednesday.
No, but what I'm saying is, before the year's even started, I know in that new diary I can whiz forward to December 25th and I go, another Christmas.
I don't know what you mean.
So everything's set in stone before I've even started the new year. It's like, oh, Pancake Tuesday, that's coming up. So someone's already
Remembrance
decided.
Tuesday.
Someone's already decided.
Someone's already telling me what I'm doing on half of the year.
But
it just
all
been
those
nice.
pages are
fucking
blank,
hell.
Carl, for you to fill up with stuff.
Oh, guess what? Guess when my birthday is again? 23rd of September.
I'm just saying, move them about a bit, move the days about a bit so it doesn't get predictable.
But when we change Pancake Tuesday to Thursday, do we tell anyone else?
Yeah, they do an advert on the telly, just saying don't forget to buy your pancake mix.
But so
week it's
why?
Thursday.
Carl, why not just stick with what we've already got? Because if you're notifying
With that,
everyone anyway...
I wouldn't put a date on that pancake day anyway. Just have them when you want. Have it when you want. There's no big deal. You've got to make them yourself. It's not like some place is opening to do it. Have them when you want. I don't know why that's got a special day on it. Sick of it.
Happy Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is based on new settlers to a new land surviving.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Karl in the week. We were talking about new settlers and everything, and I was thinking, imagine if you had to start a new settlement now, okay? There's something wrong with the world, okay? The world was kaput, okay? And we found another planet. So, Karl, if you had to go to a new planet, don't worry about starting life again. They've got sort of like these breeder clones that do all that, but you can choose 6 people from this world to take to start this whole new world, okay? So you need, you know, as I say, you don't need to
So
worry
what's
about...
happening here? Is this...
It's going to be wiped out, okay? It's going to be wiped out, but there's enough on this spaceship for you and 5 other people, okay? And they've got them there. They've got these sort of breeder clones there, so it's going to be populated. You're going to have the workers, the drones, everything like that. But you want to take 6, I suppose, sort of world lords to teach, to lay down the politics, the teachings, the laws, the government.
I'd hate it. And how long have I got to make a decision on it?
Till the end of this podcast. Right, go. Who do you take? Who's the first person you take, and why?
And where are we going? Mars?
Okay, so a planet where there's an atmosphere.
I've got to know where I'm going, because I've got to sell it to the people who I'm asking. There's no point when I go, are you coming with me? Where are you going? I don't know.
It's just like this world. There's oxygen, there's seas, there's rivers, there's forests, there's animals, okay? But we're going to populate it with the human race, and you can choose 6 people to lord over this new kingdom.
You want the best people for the job.
Yeah. So, who's the first person?
Probably Patrick Moore.
Why? Why would you take Patrick Moore?
Just because he knows his way about up there, doesn't he? He'll know the way. So just have him. I think that will, whoever I pick next, if they see that he's going, they'll go, right, you know, it's going to be a long
Moore's
journey as
on
it
board.
is. You don't want someone who's going to be going, is it left here? Is it right? Do you know what I mean?
And he could play the xylophone on the journey.
But
He's
Karl is more the most useful person to have if you've only got 6, because he may be very useful getting to the planet.
No, but I've
once
always
you got
wanted to
there,
meet him as well. I've always wanted a chat, and that'd be a good chance, wouldn't it, when I'm in a rocket? How long's it taking to get to Mars?
I don't know, a year.
That's what I mean.
No, it's
so
not Mars, it's somewhere else. Okay, so it's a year to get there, and then...
yeah, well, that's what I mean. So it's a good chance to have a chat with him
Okay.
about stuff.
So Matt
And I
Moore-
think he'd be up for it as well, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think you know. it's his-
why do you think that?
just because he's spent his whole life talking about what's going on up there, isn't it? And yet he's never been. And I feel sorry for him. You know, most people when they're into something, they get to go to a place, don't they?
Sure.
For people who don't know who Patrick Moore is, he's an 80-year-old astronomer.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So let him have a bit of a good life.
So Moore's on board.
Yeah, Patrick Moore. He's on. Right, out of 5 others.
4 others now.
Jamie Oliver.
Why would you take Jamie Oliver?
Just food and that. You need someone, because they say that like you can feel down if you don't eat.
He couldn't convince 8-year-olds to eat a carrot. What's he going to do in this brave new world? They're all going to be on turkey Twizzlers.
I think he's got the right attitude. He wouldn't be faffing about. Remember, we've landed now on this new world.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like. The people who've
Listen,
maybe
I love Jamie Oliver. I think he's great.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't be in my 5 people to start a new world. That's all I'm saying. Nor would Patrick Moore, because he knew the way.
Well, what chef would you pick?
I wouldn't pick a chef. Why would I pick a chef?
Because you want someone who's going to, like I say, food's important. When you're low, there's nothing better. If you're a bit fed up, there's nothing better than having a good...
But Karl, I don't think you've quite grasped that these people have to start civilization again. They have to be wise people who can make the laws.
Yeah. And before you do all that, you need a good meal. So Jamie Oliver, that's his job. It's like when we get there, that's when he kicks in.
Right.
He's the first one, really,
Can I
who
suggest
gets
something?
going.
Just to save 2 places on Patrick Moore and Jamie Oliver, take a map and a cookbook. Okay, who's number 3?
What sort of state is this world in? Does it need...
Oh, he's going to take a fucking gardener. It's like
It's the world, but new.
It's that exactly. It's the world but new, untouched by humans. There've been no fossil fuels burnt, no machinery, no wars. Just this Garden of Eden. And you, Patrick Moore and Jamie Oliver pitch up.
Plus, who else, Karl? Go now. First thought.
Attenborough.
Again, he's a genius, and he's a bit of a hero of mine. But I don't know if we need Attenborough.
Just because I reckon if it's a new world, you're saying it's the same, but they always say, don't they, that all worlds are different. So I'd want him there, just to sort of, when we're roaming around, because we'll all stick together for a bit, won't we? When we're roaming around.
Then they'll be sick of the sight of you. They go, let's lose Karl.
But you've got 2 men so far who've got a combined age of about 150. I mean, if you're starting a brave new world, they're, dare I say it, not going to be around very long. Shouldn't you be taking some younger, fresher blood?
No, not really, because they haven't lived, have they? These have lived, and they can and they're useful, like I say. Patrick Moore's done his bit, he's got us there. Oliver's cooked us a dinner. Day 2, I reckon we'd end that on day 1 there. We'd have a dinner, we'd all have a chat.
I don't think you're thinking of the future. I
It's
think
a
you're
camping
thinking
trip. It's
exactly.
got
I
fun.
think you're thinking of the journey and then the first night. Okay. So you've got
day
David
2.
Attenborough,
Yeah.
you've got Patrick Moore, and you've got Jamie Oliver, you've got 2 other places.
I get the feeling that you're not so much recruiting people for a new world as I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here.
As a dinner party with
Yeah.
people you'd like to meet that you've seen on the telly. Oh. Come on, 2 more.
I'd text someone who's a bit daft. Just so...
No, you don't need to, Karl.
That's covered, believe us.
Yeah,
No,
please.
that's what I mean, though. I don't want them having a go at me going, why are you here? I'd point the attention somewhere else. To text someone else who'd sort of wind them up. So
Who's that then?
Paul Denan, or someone like that.
It really is. I'm a celebrity. So you've got Patrick Moore, you've got David Attenborough, you've got Jamie Oliver and Paul Denan. A brave new
They're
world.
starting life again.
Okay then, brilliant. Oh God. Right, one more. This is amazing. It's going to be. I'd love to go back and visit this in 1,000 years. What teachings they laid down. Oh God.
Don't know. It'd have to be a woman. I think you got to have a woman in that little group, haven't you? Who's... Could have another woman chef or.
It's mainly eating.
He's got that covered with Oliver, but no, he's got to take Nigella in case he's in a cream cake kind of mood.
God. Oh God. Delia Smith was furious. She'd packed her bags and everything.
Or a nurse.
Now you're thinking.
Abby Titmus? Karl, I know you like to be kept abreast of all the latest breaking science news. Did you read recently about the blind mice that they have been able to make see again? And hopefully they're whatever they did, which allowed these mice to be able to see again, they're hoping to be able to do with humans in maybe about 10 years' time, or at least begin tests in 10 years' time, which is pretty impressive, isn't it?
How many of these mice did they experiment on?
3, probably.
Right. They were. It wasn't taking place in a farmhouse, was it at all?
I didn't read the intricacies of the.
Did they have
story.
tails? Did they still have their tails?
The 3 blind mice?
Because yeah, they.
I don't know. Again,
Well,
I'm
yeah.
not sure. Well, what's
Okay.
your concern?
Well, I think I know what happened there.
Really?
Yeah, I think the farmer's wife probably got annoyed at
Right.
them running
Well,
after
why?
her.
Right.
But
how could they run after her? Because they're blind.
I don't know. I think they used a sense of smell and hearing. They could hear her clogs, and they followed the sound of the big flat clogs.
Right.
But they got their comeuppance. They lost their tails, so now they're blind with no tails. Is that not the story?
I think you confused.
Okay.
Another more recent story
Okay.
with that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll leave that then.
I don't know,
Karl,
but-
thoughts though? That
Extraordinary, isn't it? To be able to cure blindness would be a remarkable achievement in science.
It is, but it's just that thing how they say they've done it on mice and what have you.
yeah.
If I was blind and I went in for the meeting with the doctor,
Yeah.
and they said, "Do you want yours doing?" And then they said, like, "We've done it on mice," that wouldn't be good enough for me. I'd say, look, when the blind fella gets in, don't say we've done it on mice, just say we've done this on eyes. Because if he goes, what eyes? Just say just a pair of eyes.
Yeah.
As soon as you say mouse's eyes, it's like, well, it's not the same. And it sort of, it would make me go, I'll leave it.
Yeah. And then you wake up and you can see, but you've got very tiny eyes right in the you've put in mice eyes. I'm scared of cats.
It's just eyes. I think I just don't like having my eyes messed with, and even if I was blind, I wouldn't like it.
Right.
And I think mine are more active than most, my eyes.
What do you mean?
Well, I went for a what's-her-name, Steve, you don't know. I've had problems with my legs.
Oh, Christ almighty.
He's the same. What are you? 33.
He's a hypochondriac.
And you talk like you're a 70-year-old man.
Honestly, the slightest thing, he's got time off work for this. We went to the dentist 3 times in 1 week. He goes, now his leg's rubbed 2 times a week for some reason.
I don't.
In and out of the kidney hospital, and they're going, there's no kidney stone, Mr. Pilkington. He's going, oh, right. Christ almighty, do some fucking work.
No, the thing is, I've been, in the last, 30-odd years, I've been working hard, and I've let my body get run down a bit.
How have you, you're 30, what are you?
33.
Right, 33. Sorry to start off with such a hard question. But how have you been working for 30 years?
Well, I just have. I sort of I got on with it.
At 3? At 3?
No, I'm
Well, you
just
didn't get
saying.
on with anything at school, did you? Because you were just pissing about.
Yeah.
You weren't working
Yeah.
hard there.
What was the first job you got? How old were you?
I was 15.
Right, okay, so you've been working for 15 years then, okay, good,
Yeah,
right.
but I had my paper round when I was 10, didn't I? And that was hard graft. That's why I'm bald and that. Getting up at 4:30. It all adds up, doesn't it? All adds up. So anyway, when I kicked my height when I was a kid...
He always says this, like it's a classic story that everyone should know.
Everyone knows,
and also
right.
the phrase "kicking my own height."
Yeah.
No,
Explain what you mean.
Just kicked my height when I was a
Kick
kid.
your. No one understands.
You
Karl.
kicked your leg up to the
kicked
height
my
that you were at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
if
kicked
you were,
my height. It's not a well-known phrase. You can't just go, "I kicked my height."
so you're 4.5 foot, and you've put your toe up into the air 4.5 feet by kicking.
Yeah, but I landed on my back.
Right, okay.
I didn't
Imagine seeing that in the playground. They go, get Karl Pilkington to kick his height. I bet he falls over like a
It
fucking
wasn't in the
penguin.
playground. My dad got me to do it in the garden.
Brilliant.
But
So-
why did
He
you fall
sold
over?
tickets, the neighbours were cracking up. Yeah.
Why did you fall over? Did you hit
I just
yourself
didn't,
in
I
the
didn't
head?
have kicked the height. I mean, my leg got high up, but I was that chuffed that I got that high, I didn't think of putting my leg down again.
What's it look like? What the fuck did that look like?
He's got to think it all through. I thought it was automatic.
No,
In
I
life,
didn't.
but
It stayed there.
You sort of stay
Oh,
balanced.
Christ
But you didn't
almighty.
think, well, I'm loving this. This is brilliant, but what should I do now? I got my leg up. I'll just keep it up. Whoa!
It looked like a Hitler salute with his leg. What were you doing?
So anyway, I landed on my back,
Yeah.
and I did some damage, I think. And it's because
Definitely.
of that.
You sure you didn't land on your head?
And it's because of that, like all them years and what have you.
Yeah.
I've had like a trapped nerve in my leg.
Right.
So I thought, right, now's the time to have it done. Because when you get older, I mean, it was the kidney stone thing. Once you've sort of looked at, death and what have you, it just makes you think, got to start looking after
Do you
your
think you
body.
could die of the slightly bad leg that you've had for 15 years?
Well, it
Do you
just
think that'll eventually kill you?
well, it could do if I can't run away from danger quick enough.
Right. Again, you're thinking of Jurassic Park coming true.
Well, whatever though. I'm just saying, you've got
Yeah.
to look after yourself. You know, if there's anyone listening,
You could
out
always
there
hop.
who's got a problem, get it sorted.
I'll tell you what
That's all
though,
I'm saying.
if you have to fight off danger and you kick them, put the leg back down immediately after.
So anyway, I went to see this fella, to like a professional leg rubber.
Professional leg rubber.
Yeah.
And he sort of said a few things that were quite interesting. Remember that time when we had a chat on the last lot of like podcasts? I said, "Am I in charge of my brain, or is my brain in charge of me?"
Yeah, do you remember what I said? It's the most stupid thing you've ever said.
Yeah. Well, listen to this then. So
on.
I go and see this leg rubber,
Professional leg rubber, yeah.
right? And he is professional.
Yeah.
Right. so
Remember, leg rubber. You haven't said doctor at any
Yeah.
point in this conversation.
leg rubber.
So this whatever, however profound this is, it came from a man who is self-confessed professionally leg rubbing.
not just leg.
Does he do
back,
left and right? Or
back rubbing as well? He does it all. Right.
Right.
So I'm in
Professional
there,
rubber.
and I didn't mention about how I thought my brain was in charge of me and stuff. I'm lying there. He's bending me about and what have you. The first problem he came across is that my nerves aren't long enough for my
Right.
body.
I don't know.
my nerves aren't long enough for your body.
He was lifting my legs up, and I was going, right, whoa, stop that a minute. That's certain that. He's like, what do you mean? He said, I've only got them like just about.
Well, that's your tendons.
No, but your nerves are in your legs as well, and your tendons don't hurt. It's your nerves that kick in. It's your nerves that make you
Well,
go.
yeah,
"That
but they
hurts."
hurt because your tendons are being overstretched.
Well, I'm just telling you what he said. Right, so he lifted the leg up, and I went, right,
Was
stop
this
doing
above a
that.
laundrette, this surgery?
No, it's a proper place. He had like towels and all that on
Oh, okay.
Oh, he's got towels
Oh,
then.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
the. So
Definitely a laundrette.
so I'm lying there.
Other people's towels.
He's got towels, underpants,
yeah,
bras.
halfway through he said, you haven't got 20p have you for the dryer? Okay.
So I'm lying there, and he lifts the leg up,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, that hurts a lot. So he said, oh yeah, short nerves. And I said, what do you mean? He said, your outside of the body is longer than your inside.
Right, he doesn't sound like a doctor. He does not sound like a
The
doctor.
outside of your body's
Yeah.
longer than the inside.
So he had me lying on my front and what have you, and he was sort of crushing me back.
Right.
And he was going, does that hurt? I said, yeah. It was like 48 quid this as well. Putting me through all this pain and what have you.
Well, you got some good advice, though.
He said, you're pretty stressed. And I said, yeah. So it's, I've quite a bit of stress in my life. And I explained to him about the kidney stones and that. I said, oh, that's that.
He
probably
went, oh, shut the fuck up.
He probably said that. He said that's where you were probably got a lot of tenseness. And
A lot of tenseness. Is that the phrase he used as a trained professional rubber?
He's a doctor. He's definitely a doctor.
So anyway, he said, do you relax much?
You haven't got any Lenore, have you? I want these sheets to come out nice and soft.
He said, do you, you should learn to meditate or something. He He said, because you're all tensed up. We're living in a stressful world, as they tell me about it. So when I was telling him that I have problems relaxing, he said, that you're obviously the sort of person
who's gullible enough to spend 46 quid for this hokum.
He said, you're the sort of person whose brain is in charge of them, rather than them being in charge of the brain.
So all you did was you met a person as stupid as you.
Yeah.
No, but I thought it's interesting that this is what he does for a living.
Yeah.
And he picked up, that was the first visit, I'd only been there about 22 minutes.
Yeah.
You get half an hour for 48 quid.
Right.
But, he picked up on that within like 15,
no, he saw
20
a right
minutes.
fucking sucker coming. No, he did pick up on that, yeah.
But anyway,
don't go to him again.
The reason, I am doing, I've got locked into it, I've got to go at least another 3 times.
Why?
And try to
What
get
do you
out of it. I don't know, I didn't realise that you have to have a minimum amount of things. So what I'm saying
I can't wait. What's the wisdom he's going to come up with next week? That'll be brilliant. I will kind of, yeah.
No, but what I'm saying
Your blood's paranoid.
we were talking...
You've got jealous bones. You're the sort of person whose stomach's hungrier than you. What absolute fucking nonsense.
Yeah.
Do you know, like how we were talking about eyes, weren't we? He said the thing is, you've got to be able to relax, and the way to do it is to focus. Right? He said, so what do you mean? He said, when you go to sleep...
You're the sort of person whose eyes can see further than you can.
He said, when you go to sleep...
Close your eyes and see. Instead of just leaving them open staring at the ceiling.
Carl, keep breathing.
Yeah, keep breathing. Close your eyes. You're not dead. It may seem like it, but you're not. You're just asleep.
So he said...
oh, fuck me.
He said, what you've got to do when you go to sleep, focus on your toe, right?
Okay.
He said, and just think about nothing else. I said...
He's a witch! Did he say you to put a toad under the bed?
No, he just said, focus on the toe and see how you go on and what have you. Next time you come in, let me know. Anyway, I gave this a go, focusing on the toe.
So what does this mean? You mean you sat in bed staring at your toes?
No, this is it. He said, like, lie down,
Visualising
shut
it.
your eyes, and sort of look at it, sort of thing. So I was lying there, and it just wasn't working because...
Oh, Carl, this isn't medicine.
Because I was...
You were thinking of a finger?
Well, no,
He found out he was thinking of someone else's toe. Next day someone called up and said, Carl, my toe's better.
Yeah.
No, the problem was I was still using my eyes even though I had them shut.
Oh God! Just when I think he could never come up with something stupid, he pulls that one out of the bag.
Right. So what does that mean?
Oh God!
You were still What does that mean?
I was straining them. I had them shut, but I was sort of looking down at my foot.
You were trying to see through your eyelids at your toe.
Well, I was looking down, so I'm thinking that's where the foot is. Because of that, I was straining them and they were stinging, so I had to pack it in.
I'm gonna die! I am going to die! Right.
So if anything, this guy's just made your stress levels worse.
Yeah,
That's
I said that to
amazing.
him.
That's amazing. Okay, if someone out there's listening, could you put in order the top 10 most stupid things Karl's ever said? And to me, that is number 1. That is now well, that's overtaken. Is your brain in charge of you, or is you in charge of your brain? Oh, that's amazing.